Yeah, very good evening to all of you. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever part of the world you are. I'm not sure on that, but uh, welcome to Mumbai chapter. This session on overview on ITIL 4. It is pronounced as ITIL 4. It is not pronounced as ITIL V4. There is a lot of people said ITIL V4, V4, but it is not V4. It is ITIL 4. It is pronounced as ITIL 4. So that's an overview session. Today we are going to have it on ITIL 4, one of the fantastic framework on service management, one of the finest, I would say, on service management. I repeat, one of the finest framework on service management. So that's an overview on ITIL 4. It's going to be an 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour session, followed by question answer. So let me begin and let me share my screen. And let me start the session. I don't want to introduce myself because Shikha, uh, our coordinator and vice president on the knowledge sharing, will be doing introduction of mine. So I'll reserve that portion for her. So let me share my screen. Share the screen. Share entire screen. Yes. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you can see my screen, then let's begin. Okay, my
Yes,
name
yes.
is Premal Desai. I'm going to give you overview on ITIL 4. Okay, ITIL 4 or ITIL is a registered trademark of Axilos UK. ITIL started somewhere in 1989. The service management aspect of any enterprise. A large enterprise usually adopts service management as its philosophy, while ITIL it's the implementation or a methodology. Okay, Agile, today's buzzword. Agile, or a decade ago, it was a buzzword. Today, something else is a buzzword. You know what I mean to say. Artificial intelligence, machine learning is today's buzzword. Adaptive AI, agentic AI, cog AI, generative AI are today's buzzwords. So, similarly, Agile is a philosophy and Scrum is an implementation or a methodology. So, similarly, service management is a philosophy and ITIL is a methodology or an implementation. So, in a large enterprise, usually the service management is the focus of any enterprise to provide services. And that is where ITIL talks about
Hello,
how.
Premal, have you not started? So I can sorry everyone. I joined a bit late because
Yeah,
of uh,
you can take over and do the needful,
but
and I shall come back. So I'll
yeah,
stop my sharing of the screen.
sorry to join late because I was trying to.
We'll wait for some time more, else am I audible, participants? Am I
Yes, yes,
audible?
sir.
Okay, no worries on that. There is an Sunil, I will continue.
Yes, yes, please, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I stopped it and yeah. So let me share my screen again. Fine. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
I think I am. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's
So
presented.
yeah. So that's on ITIL. So ITIL is a registered trademark of Exilos UK. So I was talking about ITIL. We'll see in the following slide, but since I started talking, so ITIL started somewhere in 1989. Exactly 35, 36 years back. ITIL was ITIL first version came out with which is ITIL V2. ITIL was originally owned and copyright and patented by OGC UK. OGC UK stands for Office of Government of Commerce United Kingdom. I repeat, it was owned and managed and patented by OGC UK, ITIL. Like Prince 2, Prince 2 and ITIL go hand to hand. Both of these framework were owned, managed, controlled, published, patented by OGC UK. OGC stands for Office of Government of Commerce United Kingdom, and they owned this framework till I think 2017 or 2019, and they sold off these frameworks to Exilos UK. They acquired the framework, the patents, and so on and so forth. And now the ITIL and the Prince 2 is owned and managed by Exilos UK. So they are the patent owners of ITIL. ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. In a large enterprise, in a large enterprise, you encounter or you interact, you overcome, you interface with infrastructure of various nature. You interface and interact with various services. You interface and interact with various application and its components, and you interact with various processes and documentation. How effectively these components of ITIL need to be delivered, to be serviced to the customers and the consumers, how effectively it should be done. That is where this methodology called ITIL comes into place. So, good.
Premal, sorry to interrupt you. Can I start my introduction? Sorry, I just facing some technical glitches. So can you
Uh,
just unshare? I can share my. I can. You can keep on sharing. I'm just giving the introduction. So sorry guys to join the session very late because of my some network issue. So I welcome everyone today for pit stop session. So hello everyone, good evening from India. I am Shikha Singh, volunteering as Vice President Professional Development at PMI Mumbai chapter. I hold a BE in Production Engineering from Mumbai University, Green Belt in Lean Six Sigma and PMP certified from PMI. Professionally, I am working at LRQA Inspection Services India LLP at Mumbai and having over 18 plus years of experience in operations of inspection services. And right now, I am handling global projects. So I welcome everyone for today's PM pit stop session and sorry to start late. So, PM Pit Stop provides a platform where subject matter experts and project managers from many industries share their experiences and demonstrate the usage of various tools and techniques in the real world. So, today's topic is overview of ITIL 4. And to present this topic, we have invited Mr. Premal Desai, who is a passionate trainer, project management advisor and process consultant. Premal holds a bachelor degree in commerce and diploma in computers from University of Mumbai and IT certifications in the areas of project management, PMP and Prince 2, service management, ITIL expert, IT governance, COBIT, enterprise architecture, TOGAF 9.1, and in software development, he is certified Scrum Master. Premal has managed multiple projects for various international customers end to end and recently handled global pre-sales team for multi LOB involving ITS, BPO and RNA at Datamatics. Premal Desai is a result oriented professional with close to 30 plus years of rich experience in IT strategy and operations requirements management, program and customer stakeholders management, improving processes and pre-sales activities. Premal has trained more than 2,550 plus IT professionals of various levels since 2009 on various subjects like ITIL, ITIL V3, Prince 2, COBIT, Agile, Scrum, Lean IT, and PMP, and mentored many individuals in building career paths. So his LinkedIn profile, I will be sharing the chat box. Please connect with him and please post questions in the chat box and same will be answered at the end of the session by the speaker. So I request Premal to start his session, please. Thank you and sorry once again.
Yeah, no worries on that. That was a service outage. And it happens. It is an unplanned service outage. Okay. And that is what we call in ITIL incident management. See, I correlated ITIL subject with the live example which occurred to Shikha. It is an unplanned service outage. She never assumed that there is going to be an interruption and this is going to be the case. And that's where unplanned outage occurred. And that's what we call incident occurred. And there are various other processes, practices which we will see in a quick short time. But this is what we call an service outage of a nature unplanned service outage. So let me go back to the slide and continue the session. 1 second. Give me a minute. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, if you keep it on full slide
Yeah,
mode.
I will do so. Yeah. Okay. So I was talking about ITL and ITL history. So let's go to the next slide, which is a very interesting slide. Now, this slide talks a lot of things in the perception of today's world. If you look at the Gartner 2025 top trends, then it talks about agentic AI governance, disinformation security, post quantum cryptography. Quantum computing is going to be the another buzzword like AI/ML. In the next couple of years, 2 3 years, you will see a quantum computing taking a fast pace. Okay, invisible intelligence, energy efficient computing. You can see today's world, green energy, and so on and so forth. Hybrid computing, cloud computing. On the left side, you will see a cloud native platform and so on and so forth. So these are the top 10 trends of 2025 of Gartner. Now, can you tell me, this is going to be an interactive session, not going to be a one-way traffic. So can you tell me from this slide, what can you make out? Whether you refer to 2022 trends or 2025 trends. What this slide tries to deliver or tell you? Can anyone attempt to give me the answer? Participant is going to be interactive session. Please be interactive. Please be attentive. So my question is, what this slide trying to say? What it tells you or what it gives you? Let me give you hint. This is not a who becomes a millionaire context. So I can't give you a lifeline, but I can give you a hint that what it tries to tell you, give you. Can you tell me that, please? Anyone, even if it's a wrong answer, that's fine. I hope I'm audible.
Uh, yes, Vinod says AI is the future, and Mohammad Jafar says it shows the future tech. And Sumita Banerjee says future is AI tools and technology.
Ah,
And Dimple Bangare says emerging technologies. And sorry, Bhushan Gawande said future prospect mindset.
The answer is incorrect. All these trends, all this technology, all the technology platforms, all these technology products provides you service. And that is today's subject or today's core focus is service. How efficiently, effectively you deliver service and services to your customers, consumers, stakeholders, users. That is what ITIL 4 talks about. As I said earlier, ITIL started in 1989 and today we are in 2025. 35, 36 years of tested experience. Tested knowledge has gone into building up this framework which is used extensively by large enterprises, small and medium sized enterprises, those who are believing in giving a value to their customers and users, to their consumers and the stakeholders, those who believe in providing value. In ITIL 4, the core which is introduced by Exilos is value creation. How effectively, efficiently you provide value. That is what ITIL 4 talks about. Service value system is a new concept introduced in ITIL 4, which talks and talks and talks about value creation. ITIL 4 workshop is a 2 days workshop. Usually I take 2 days workshop on ITIL 4, but being associated with PMI Mumbai chapter, I have volunteered to give it an overview in 45 to 60 minutes to tell to the participants that this subject, ITIL 4, is worth pursuing further from a professional enlightenment standpoint. So this trends, which is indicated in front of you, talks about how effectively one can deliver services with technology acting as enabler. How effectively one can deliver services with technology acting as one of the enablers. There are 4 enablers which we will see when we look at some of the introduction slides, but this is what it conveys. Let's move further. So ITIL is the most popular ITSM methodology in the world. As I said earlier, very famous, most widely used, started in 1989 somewhere. It started in 1980 as it says, but over a period of time it was acquired by OGC UK. OGC UK stands for Office of Government of Commerce United Kingdom. It's a federal department under the Her Majesty. Still in UK, you must be aware, and you are aware that the Majesty world still rules. So it was owned by OGC UK, and in 2019, I think, yeah, in 2019, somewhere in April, Exilos UK came out with ITIL 4 as the new avatar. And it is not pronounced as ITIL V4, it is pronounced as ITIL 4. So ITIL 4 has got important components, which is ITIL service value chain, ITIL guiding principles, ITIL practices. Earlier, ITIL V3 was calling practices as processes. In ITIL 4, it is renamed or it is termed as practices because ITIL is a collection of a tested experience. So worldwide, the best practices has been collected and put as a practice, and you adopt the practice and convert that into a process. That's why it is known as ITIL practices. ITIL also covers governance, and the another important focus is constant growth. What do you mean by constant growth? Continual service improvement. That is what we call constant growth. So let's move to the next slide. This is the examination structure on ITIL 4. ITIL 4 starts with foundation. It's a 2-day workshop undertaken with following on the second day in the evening. Usually there is an exam, but nowadays people take exam later on also. Online uh, things are available. When I started my career in service management in 2006 2005, there was no online kind of facility, so we used to appear for the paper based exam. Anyway, so the pattern still remains the same. 40 questions, you need to get 26 marks, which is 65% of passing, and 60 minutes is the duration of the exam. There are various levels of examination. You start with foundation and you achieve the final examination, which is ITIL master. Okay, there are various other examination, what we call intermediary, and in intermediary there are ITIL managing professionals and ITIL strategic leader. There are institutes who teaches this certifications. They are what we call authorized trainers on ITIL examination. You can look at internet, and I don't want to put it here any words or any publicity for any institute, so I restrict myself discussion here. So that's where the examination pattern is, and it is a closed book examination, no prerequisites. If you appear for 2 days workshop on ITIL and then you study the ITIL dumps available in the circulation, and then you appear for the exam. If you have done well, studied well, then you can clear the examination. That's on ITIL 4 foundation. More details on the examination from the exam details standpoint. Okay. So as I said earlier, and I don't want to repeat the slide. So this is the brief history on ITIL, ITIL V2, ITIL V3, ITIL 2011 it came, and then in 2019 ITIL 4 was released by Axilos UK. Okay, so that's on ITIL 4. Why do I need ITIL? What is the benefit I am going to get uh, based, I mean, using ITIL 4 or doing certification for ITIL 4? Okay, it is a tested, time success driven methodology. It has many templates, checklist, documentation from a service management perspective. Some templates and some documents are paid. You can get also unpaid documents. There are various providers who sells or who provides these templates from the process standpoint or from a practice standpoint. ITIL gives you quick results because the first uh, practice which gets converted into a process which usually gets implemented when a system goes live is service desk. Is a service desk, which is the first practice. In ITIL V3 it was a function. In ITIL 4 it is converted into a practice. That's why I'm using the word called practice, is service desk. Anyway, so that's quick results. ITIL provides you the RACI matrix. ITIL provides you the RACI matrix very effectively. The total cost of ownership from an organization standpoint, enterprise standpoint, gets reduced when you use certain techniques of ITIL and service management. It encourages to do a measurement to see how effectively, efficiently are you delivering the services. So that's where the measurement comes into place. You a lot of people must be familiar with SLA, service level agreement. So that is nothing but how effectively are you delivering service. And I'm using the word service multiple times so that when we see the definition, it becomes clear to you. It increases customer satisfaction very, very much. Very, very much. improved service availability. When you use certain practices and processes, when you convert the practices into a process, availability management, it enables you to improve the customer satisfaction. When you do an availability management monitoring of an infrastructure, it gives you a solid foundation that my infrastructure should be reliable, my infrastructure should be resilient to not to encounter any unplanned outage. It gives you lots tremendous financial savings. There are practices which I have used in my 45 years of IT journey, of which 30 years have been core IT. It gives tremendous financial savings to people in terms of, if you effectively use service management, if you use effectively practice problem management. That is another practice which we will see a quick overview of that. I'm not going to go the deep of the subject, but it leads to a lot of financial savings, and so on and so forth. Improved decision making, improved time to market, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so that's the brief benefits on ITIL, and these are the core ITIL four, I would say, topics or area of interest. ITIL service value chain, ITIL practices, which is divided into three groups: general management practice, service management practice, and tech management practice. ITIL guiding principle, there are 7 guiding principles. Focus on value, start where you are, progress iteratively with feedback, collaborate and promote, think and work holistically, keep it simple and practical, optimize and automate. The fourth component is governance, direct and control organization. And the last component is continual improvement, the 7-step improvement process. Okay, so these are the important components of ITIL 4. When you go in the deep dives of the subject, when you take a 2 days workshop, each of these components where my cursor is moving is further deep dive explained to you, and you get questions on these components in your examination of foundation, which is 40 marks. You need to get 26 marks, which is 65% passing. Very, very important. This is a subject. This is a slide which talks about project management. So you will wonder why project management comes into place when I'm talking about ITIL. But both are interrelated to each other. They are not mutually exclusive. They are mutually exhaustive. They are mutually dependent on each other. That is where project management subject or a slide I have introduced. So what is a project? Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, underline the word service, or result. It is a planned and organized effort with a defined start and end date, a specific goal to be achieved with limited resources. That is what we call project. Every project is unique in nature. Every project needs to have a start and end date. Every project brings risk and uncertainty. Every project delivers product, service, or a result with limited resources on hand. And that is what we call the constraint. And that is where Prince 2 or PMP says there are 6 or 7 constraints under which a project gets executed. That is what we call project. Project is a temporary endeavor. It is not a permanent in nature. Life itself is a project. Life itself is a project. Everyone knows their start date. No one knows their end date. Only one person knows the end date. That is God. But life is also a project with a definitive start date and definitive end date. Only thing we don't know our end date, someone else knows the end date. So, and when you have a project, it has to be executed, it has to be delivered in a structured manner. And that is where project management comes into place. It is a systematic approach to planning, organizing, overseeing, executing of a project to achieve specific goals within a defined constraint like time, budget, resources. You cannot have unlimited resources. You cannot have unlimited time. You cannot have unlimited budget. And that is where you work with a constraint. And that constraint is to be to be managed, monitored, controlled, planned, executed through a structured approach. And that is where project management comes into place. And there are two famous project management methodologies which exist on planet Earth. One is Prince 2 from United Kingdom and another is PMP from PMI US. Any questions, participants? Before I move to the next slide, which is this has foundation or the fundamentals which you must understand in an enterprise where you are going to use service management in specific ITIL. Service management is a philosophy. ITIL is a methodology. Any questions?
No questions as such. I have already told them that that will be at the end of the
Okay.
session. So you can carry on. And I will request you to switch on your camera so that because recording is on.
Uh, okay. Is it a mandatory?
Actually, yes, because you are the speaker. Otherwise, people think I am the speaker.
Okay. Can you see
Thank
me
you.
now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So that's on service management. So let me go back. Yeah. So that's on project management. Is it a structured approach? It is a structured approach. Another important aspect of an enterprise where you want to effectively deliver services is service management. IT service management, often referred as ITSM, is a simply how IT team manages end-to-end delivery of IT services to customers. And when you want to do this, when you want to do this or you want to achieve the effective service delivery, you will you will trigger a project, because this delivery of end-to-end nature of the services, of the products, of the goals which you have defined, when you want to deliver this in effective way, that is where you will use project management. So ITIL or service management and project management, they are not mutually exclusive. I have written a wonderful blog because I used to get these questions when I used to study myself, that how do they overlap each other, are they different, what is the conflict, is there any conflict? And with lot of study, lot of I would say discussion with people, I wrote a blog which is there. Where is that gone? I think I missed that. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here it is. Can you see my slide? Hello.
I think you have like moved ahead
Okay.
three,
So
four
that's
slides ahead.
on.
We were on the ITL I4. I,
So I'll come. Can you see my slides?
yes, yes. Yeah, from here, I think we were on the. Yeah, you
So
can
I
continue
skipped the
from
slide
here.
because I wanted to share something on the blog. Anyway, so that's on service management. So ITIL is a part of IT service management. ITIL 4 is a part of IT service management. ITIL 5 is a part of IT service management. ITIL 6 is a part of IT service management. ITIL 7 is a part of IT service management. ITIL 8 is a part of IT service management.
Premal, we lost you. Can you hear us? Premal, you are on mute. Can you unmute and if you are talking, you are on mute. We cannot hear you. Premal, we cannot hear you. Can you unmute yourself, please?
I am I am not on mute. I am
Oh,
not on mute.
yeah, but then we could not hear you. Now you are clear. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my slide now?
Yes.
Okay. So service management is a specialized organizational capabilities for enabling value for customers in form of services. And how do you enable this value creation, value to customers? That is where ITIL 4 comes into place. That is where principles of ITIL 4 comes into place. And that is where practices of ITIL 4 comes into place. And that is where the enablers of ITIL 4 comes into place. We will see those terms in short while from now.
Attendees are asking to please make it full screen. Yeah, now it's better.
So that's on service management. A, a, a question on service management. What is a set of specialized organizational capabilities for enabling value for customers in form of service? Can anyone answer me? I thought this is going to be interactive session, but participants have been muted. So you can put your answer in the chat. What is a set of specialized organizational capabilities for enabling a value for the customers in form of services? Shika, you can tell me the answer. Those who are putting in the chat.
They are telling service management.
Answer is C for
C,
Charlie,
yes.
service management. Yes. Okay, the difference between project management and service management, both are distinct in nature, but they are not mutually exclusive. They are mutually dependent on each other. They coincide each other. They work together. They work wonderfully together because when you undertake a goal of providing a value to a customer in a structured manner, in a systematic manner, in an effective and efficient manner, you need to work in a structured way, and that structured way of working and getting these goals achieved is project management. So both service management and project management, they are not mutually exclusive. They are different sides of the same coin, which is enterprise. Okay, both are complementing each other, and with that, I would say that I wrote a blog few years back, and it is available. I put the link here. You can go through that and understand more on the subject on service management and project management. There are various frameworks on service management. ITIL is one of them, which is very famous. It has become a de facto standard in service management. But there are other frameworks, which is ASL, Application Services Library, Microsoft Operations Framework, which is a copyright patent of Microsoft, and ETOM, which is an Enhanced Telecom Operations Map. This is a framework. This is a framework for service management, which only caters to telecommunication as a domain, which is ETOM, an Enhanced Telecom Operations Map. So these are the four famous frameworks on service management, but the most famous is ITIL. Most famous is ITIL. So I was talking and talking about services, services, services. So what is a service? A service is a means of delivering value to customer by facilitating outcomes which customer wants to achieve without ownership of specific cost and risk. That is what we call service. A service is a means of delivering value to customers by facilitating outcomes which customers wants to achieve without ownership of specific cost and risk. That is what we call service. To give you an example, very, very layman's word, or in a layman's world of example, when we go to hotel to eat um, a sandwich, or those who are from India, a vada pav or a dosa or whatever is the item you want to eat, you are not concerned with the cost and the risk which a provider or a hotel person is giving to you. You are concerned with the outcome which you want to achieve is to satisfy your hunger. That is what we call service. That is what we call service. How he manages the cost, how he manages its risk, how the person travels from his home to hotel in a kitchen, that is not none of your area of concern. You are concerned with the facilitating the outcomes which you want to achieve is to have a quality sandwich to satisfy your hunger and to make your day happy. That is what we call a service, meaning a means of delivering value to customer. An IT service is one or more IT systems which enables a business process. So what is that service? End-to-end perceived by user and a customer. Service is not infrastructure component. Service is not technology and products. Service is an example which is there in front of you. Email is a service. Payroll system is a service. Internet access is a service. Internet banking is a service. Oracle, firewall, Unix server is not a service. Okay, when you browse internet and when you go to your bank, whichever bank you operate, for example, ICICIbank.com, you are not concerned that is this service running on Oracle or on cloud, what is the back end, what is the front end. If you are from IT world, if you are from technology world, you will understand what I'm speaking. You are concerned that it should give me the balance as of today, it should show me all my debits, it should show me all my credits, it should show me my EMI due on what date, what is the balance of my loan account, so and so forth. You are not concerned as a consumer, as a customer, as a user, that what is the cost associated in developing this particular banking software, who is the banking software provider, what is the backend on which this banking software is running, so and so forth. Even though you may be an IT professional, when you are sitting in front of the laptop or a mobile and doing a mobile banking or internet banking, you are wearing a hat of a user and you are consuming that services which is given to you. And that is where it says a service is a means of delivering value to customer by facilitating outcomes which customer wants to achieve. What do you want to achieve? I should need to know my balance. I should know how many debits have come, how many credits have come, and what is my net balance as of today, without associating, without taking ownership of specific cost and the risk in getting the service provided to. That is service. And in service, there are four actors which comes into place. Customer, one who pays for the services. Consumer is one who provides the requirement for the services. Sponsorer is one who approves the budget, who arranges the funding for the service. And the user is one who uses the services. For a given service instance, all the four can be different. For a given instance of a service, all the four can be same, two can be same, two can be different, three can be same, one can be different. It depends upon the nature of the service instance where these actors comes into play, they come into place and they perform their role. But in a given service or in a given context, you have a four actors: customers, consumers, sponsor, and users. All the four can be different, all the four can be same. I don't want to elaborate more with more examples because we are running short of time. And I will skip this slide because this talks more in details about actors and their nature of interaction with services. The heart of ITIL 4 starts from here, which is service value system. I'm giving an overview on ITIL 4. So a lot of concepts, a lot of terms getting thrown on you, coming in front of you. When a workshop is taken for 2 days, more details discussion happens, and that is where the terminologies example gets elaborated, and you understand the subject more in detail. So that's on. So let's move further. So on service value system, this is the heart of ITIL 4, where it has got a components like service value chain, ITIL practices, guiding principles, governance, and continual improvement. Okay, this is the diagram on the right side. You can see here the service value chain, and it has got service value system, and it has got 5 components, which are service value chain, ITIL practices, ITIL guiding principles, governance, and continual improvement. There are 7 principles on ITIL 4. There are 4 enablers. This cannot work in isolation. This benzene ring. This is those who are familiar with organic chemistry will know this is a benzene ring, and this benzene ring cannot work in isolation. You need enablers. You need enablers, what we call doers, and those doers are people, process, product, partners. When you are working in an enterprise, you need people, you need processes, you need products, and you need people, process, product, and you need partners. You cannot do everything on your own. You cannot do everything on your own, and that's where you rely on vendor partners, and that is where partners comes into place. So this service value system, which is there in front of you, cannot act on its own. You need enablers. Those enablers are people, process, product, partners. Some of the benefits of service value system: it is an operating model. It enables you to have the value streams identified. It's a multi-model service management, most effective and efficient way of uh, of of putting service management into practice, and it enables to have guiding principles of ITIL. Some other benefits which are there in front of you, I'm not reading that. You can read it for a second, uh, and I will go to the next slide. That's on service value system. As I said earlier, the 4 dimensions of ITIL. ITIL earlier version used to define it as people, process, product, partners, and ITIL 4 renamed it as organization and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and value streams and processes. You need these 4 dimensions, what we call enablers, for an enterprise to work with ITIL 4. You need people, you need organization. ITIL or service management or a project management or a project cannot work without organization. You need a canvas to draw a picture. That canvas is nothing but organization. When you have organization, you have a canvas, Canvas cannot depict, a blank canvas cannot depict anything. It just cannot, it does not tell you anything. What do you need? You need colors. And that's why you need people. You need people. When you have people, people cannot work and work and work to deliver certain goals. Earlier days were different. Today's world has changed, and in last 50, 60, 70 years, with an industrial revolution coming in, you have information and technology coming in. That is where you need the second enabler, information and technology. When you have information and technology, when you have organization, when you have people, it's not that you can do everything on your own. You need partners, you need specialized people, you need knowledge, you need expertise to guide you to use information and technology. You need expertise to guide people, and that is where partners and suppliers comes into place. When you have partners and suppliers, when you have technology, when you have people, when you have organization, you also need processes. You also need processes, because you need to work in a structured manner. You need to work in a methodological manner. And that's where you need processes. And when you have processes, those processes need to be worked effectively and efficiently. And the enterprise need to deliver what we call value, and that is where value streams comes into place. You identify the bottlenecks in the processes, you identify the bottlenecks in the business processes, and those bottlenecks you overcome. If those bottlenecks does not create a value, you remove those bottlenecks. Those processes, those line of services, those line of business which does not create a value, what do? You remove them from your portfolio of your products, of your services, and that is where value stream comes into place. There are techniques which are available to identify these bottlenecks in your business, and you effectively remove them, you re-engineer them, you re-architect them, you productize them, but you remove these bottlenecks, and that is where the value gets created, unnecessary value gets removed, required value creation process gets initiated, and the enterprise works and works and works. And when these enterprises are working, the another important element of service comes into place, which is continual service improvement. Continuous service improvement, when you are creating the, or when you are delivering services, it has to create a value, and that value is nothing but improving the services. Continual services is an important aspect of ITIL 4. If you don't improve the services, if you don't improve the services, what happens? Look at the Motorola, Nokia, gone with the wind. They did not live with the customers' expectations, requirements, needs, aspiration, the changing world of smart devices. Today, Motorola and Nokia are nowhere in picture because they did not keep pace with the time. Kodak, another classic example. We used to have Kodak cameras. Today it is nowhere seen because customer expectation, customers demand, customer needs got changed. Today everyone want instant picture, live picture, and that is where mobile cameras took over. And today Kodak is nowhere in customer usage of camera. They may be there in some other fields. I don't want to comment on that, but from the customer standpoint, they are nowhere. So ever-changing needs have to be met through continual service improvement, and that is where the fifth component, what we were seeing here. Where is that gone? Yeah, continual improvement, which is the fifth component of service value system comes into place. Clear? So that's on service value system and the four dimensions of service management slash ITIL, which is organization and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, value streams, and processes. Earlier avatar of ITIL 4 used to say people, process, product, partners. Another important aspect of ITIL 4 is value creation. As service value system is a canvas which enables to create value creation. So what is a value creation? A service is a means of enabling co-creation by facilitating outcomes that customers want to achieve without managing specific cost and the risk. And that is where value creation comes into place. Every service which you provide need to create a value to customer. If the service does not create a value, it is it is it is required, it is to be seen that that service is either improved or that service is decommissioned. But that service cannot continue if the service cannot or does not provide value to customer. So you need to see those services and take appropriate action. Uh, and comes another important aspect, utility and warranty. Every service need to have fit for purpose. Every service should be fit for use. And that is where value comes into place. That when you have this balanced view of a service fit for purpose, fit for use, you create a value of that service. If you have an imbalanced view of these two important aspects, utility is the functionality offered by a product or a service to meet particular need, and the warranty is assurance that a product or a service will create agreed requirements. When you have an imbalanced aspect of utility and warranty, it creates a service which is not fit for use. It may create a service which is not fit for purpose, and that service need to be decommissioned, needs to be retired, or needs to be improved, as the case may be. But you need to see, and that is where you have uh, where is that gone? Hmm. Yeah, you have these practices coming into place. There are 34 practices which enables to see how effectively and efficiently you create value for your customers, users, stakeholders, sponsors, uh, service consumers, service customers. Any questions, participants? Shika, do we have time or should I stop? We have
I
20
think you,
minutes.
yeah, we can still continue because 9:30 and then we started late, so you can extend, no problem.
Okay, no worries. So you have 34 practices which is there in front of you, which I was showing you the chart or the table, and they are divided into three practice areas: general management practice, service management practice, and tech management practice, as we have in PMP knowledge areas. Similarly, here we have general management practice, 14 practices, service management, tech management. Okay, so how effectively you should have architecture management practice, it talks in detail about that. Continual improvement, how should you do the continual improvement? There are steps given, there are techniques given in this practice. How effectively, efficiently you must design your information security practice. Information security is nothing but ISMS, ISO 27001 2022. Okay, so that's on information security management. Knowledge management, how in an enterprise you must manage monitor, control, distribute knowledge. That is what this practice talks about. How should there be a measurements and reporting of various services? What should be the structure? Who should be the consumer of this reporting and measurements? How should the reports and the measurements to be measured, devised, monitored, distributed? That is what measurement and reporting practice talks about. Organizational change management, OCM, which is different than change management. OCM talks about when you undertake a large implementation of any specific project or a program, how effectively you carry your people together, how should you communicate to people, what should be the monitoring in place when you are implementing such a large program. That is where organizational change management comes into place. Portfolio management, it talks about how your portfolio of your enterprise should be distributed, should be managed, should be monitored. I'm not talking of portfolio management from the PMI US portfolio management certification. No, that is not what we are talking about here. We are talking here about portfolio of the services, products which enterprise is rendering to their consumers, customers. Project management is another important practice where how effectively, efficiently you must manage the project. That is where project management comes into place. Relationship management. This practice talks about how effectively you must manage the relationship with your consumer, customers, suppliers, vendor partners, people. That is where relationship management practice comes into place. Risk management. Earlier versions of ITIL V3, V2 were not talking on risk management. ITIL 4 introduced this practice called risk management. How effectively, efficiently you must manage, monitor, control, identify risk associated with risks with service, and you must monitor it, control it. That is risk management. Service financial management. Every service which you provide need to have certain value. When I say value, not in terms of value to customer, value to organization in terms of cost, in terms of financial aspect. That is where financial management comes into place, and how you should do the charging mechanism, budgeting, accounting, so and so forth of a service which you are providing. That is where service financial management comes into place. Supplier management and works for talent management. This is general management, very common practice which is followed across enterprise is service management practice, which talks about availability management, which talks about availability management. You must have availability manage of an infrastructure. I should not have service outages on my infrastructure. I must monitor the availability of my infrastructure. I must have enough capacity. That is where the third process comes into place. I must have enough capacity to deliver the services in an effective manner. And how will you ensure that it is effective and efficient? You have availability management. There are tools and techniques available to monitor the availability of infrastructure. You have a change control practice. No changes to live production environment can go without a change control. Incident management, as I said earlier, Shika had a outage, which was an unplanned outage, and that has to be effectively, efficiently need to be handled, and that is where incident management comes into place. Where is yeah, and that is where you have categorization and prioritization of incident, and that is where you must have seen, you must have heard, you must have observed what we call P1 call, P2 call, P3 call, priority 1 call, or SEV 1 call, SEV 2 call, SEV 3 call. Severity, some people call severity, some people call priority. Okay, so that is where incident management comes into place. IT asset management, you need to have certain ways of organizing IT assets, because these are best practices. You need to adopt these best practices, customize to your need, and convert that into a process. That is where processes comes into place. That is where it says value streams and value streams and what was the case? Value streams and here processes. Four dimensions: value streams and processes. So that's on the processes side of it. That's on the processes side of it. And you have tech management, which is your deployment management, infrastructure and platform management, and software development and management. That is on tech management, which are three practices. General service management, 17 practices. General management, 14 practices. Total is 34 practices which are there in ITIL 4. And these practices are governed by 7 principles of ITIL. There are 7 principles of ITIL. Focus on value. Focus on value. You must always look for a value creation. Okay, that is where you have focus on value. Start where you are. It is does not mean that you start from scratch. Wherever you are in a service, wherever you are in your enterprise, whatever you have, you start with that. So start where you are. Do not start from scratch and build something new without considering what you already have. So start where you are. Progress iteratively and with feedback loop. Always check whether things are moving in the right direction, things are under control, things are not deviating from the goals, things are not deviating from the objectives. Progress iteratively. And that is where Agile Scrum comes into place. Collaborate and promote visibility. Work together across boundaries to produce results. That is where collaborate and promote visibility comes into place. Think and work holistically. Think and work holistically. Think of a bigger picture. Not don't think of today. Think of tomorrow. And that is what it says. ITIL. Think and work holistically. Keep it simple and practical. If a process, service, action, or metric fails to provide a value or produce useful outcome, eliminate it. Keep it simple. Go and improve on it. And last, optimize and automate. Try to see whether the task can be optimized and later on automate, and not vice versa. Usually people try to do automation without optimizing the task. It should not never be the case. You should optimize and automate. So these are the 7 principles of ITIL. If there are no questions, I would like to end the lecture because the subject may be little different and difficult for you to understand. But when we go in the deep of the subject, it becomes easy to understand. Shika, is that okay?
Yes, it's okay, no problem. We have one question as of now from Mr. Mahesh Bharti. He is asking, can you elaborate the version control, please?
Version control. Oh, you have seen some word somewhere.
Yes,
Uh,
so he's asking, can you please explain more
yeah,
on that?
version control. Where did you see that?
Mahesh, can you please reply?
Where did you see that word, version control? Okay. Every artifact in an enterprise, whether it is a software artifact or an IT asset, or for that matter people, okay, you need to have a version associated when the change happens to that state of the artifact. For example, if you look at people, you were single and you get married, so there is a change in your status, so that status need to be preserved in somewhere, and that is where we have a version control in coming into place. In your file, in your digital file, in your HRIS system, you will always see the version of yourself that you were single till 2024. You got married on 25th of December 2024, and your status got changed from single to married. That is keeping a state of old and the current, that is version control of yourself. Similarly, you have a version control of your documents. What changes has happened to the documents, who did the change, when it was done, why it was done, that is what we call version control. Similarly, IT asset, you had a 4 GB RAM processor or a server. It got increased to 8 GB. Okay, very good. When it was done? Okay, it was done on 28th of December 2023. Who did it? Mr. Ramesh did it. When it was done? It was done during the day and the server got up running on 23rd December, done by Ramesh, and now the server configuration is 8 GB. What was earlier? 4 GB. Now keeping a track of this is version control. Any more questions?
Yes, Premal, thank you for the answer. The next question is from Amit Kumar. He's asking, is it possible to transition from PM to SM?
PM to SM. It is both. You initiate service management, and for effective delivery of service management, you trigger project management. For effective service management, you trigger project, and that project has to be managed, monitored, controlled in a systematic way. That is where project management comes into place. Service management and project management are philosophies, and the PMP or Prince2 or ITIL are methodologies. Is that clear, Amit?
Okay, Amit says yes, it's clear. And there was a request, clear thanks, he's telling. And
Pardon?
there was a, he's telling clear, yes, it's clear, thank. Next
Okay.
question is like there's a request from Rohit Chitnis. Can you share the blog you have shared on your presentation?
I can. I mean, whom do I share? I can share it.
You can share me on WhatsApp. I can share here.
I, oh, okay, okay. Mine it's too difficult for me to now to trace off it and I
You can share me afterwards. I can share in the emailers when we send the feedback link and
I
the
can.
PDU code.
No worries. I can. 1 second. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
1 second. Give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. You can take your time.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is where I had written when I was before my retirement. I wrote many blogs, but this is one of the, I would say, my best blogs because a lot of things went inside while I write when I wrote this blog.
So Rohit, you can see the blog site blog.datamatics.com at the slash difference between service management and project management. So you can Google and you will be finding the same. Prabal, there are two more questions. If you
Sure,
permit,
sure.
I can. So Rohit says, okay, yes, I noted. Thanks. So next question is from Rohit Chitnis again. He is telling, I am ITIL Foundation certified. Can I directly do ITIL 4 certification or do I have to do V3 first?
ITL already certified. In which version are you satisfied? ITIL, ITIL V3.
Foundation.
So
Foundation
a
certificate.
foundation you have certified, then you can directly go to the intermediary exam. Are you ITIL 4 foundation, ITIL V3 foundation? What foundation?
Okay, so he has not written as of now. He's just written that I am ITIL Foundation certified.
Yeah,
So
but
can I directly?
if you are ITIL V3 foundation, then you have to appear for ITIL 4 foundation again, or there is a bridge exam which you need to appear, and then go to the next ladder up.
Okay, so Rohit, that's it. I think you got your answer. Yeah, Rohit writes that it was 2011 foundation with V3 foundation.
It was ITIL V3.
Yes.
So what is in the wants to do now?
Now he wants to do whether I can go for ITIL 4 certification
You
or
can,
do.
yeah, you can. But why do you want to go for ITIL 4 foundation? Already you are ITIL V3 foundation. Then you go for a bridge and go for the next ladder of ITIL examinations.
Okay, Rohit, so I think you got your answer. Next question is from Rohan Gupta. He's asking, will this certification help for non-IT professionals?
Very good question. Whenever and wherever you are providing services to customers and users, yes, it will be useful. But primarily this framework, on the face of it, or I would say, is useful more to IT professionals, but not necessarily or limited. It can be used even to other domains also.
Okay. The next question is from Astha Gaur. She is asking, can project manager call themselves as service manager as well?
No, no, you cannot. There is a difference between the two.
Okay.
There is a difference between the two. If you are managing multiple services, and within a service you will have projects. If you are managing multiple services, then you can call yourself a service manager. But if you are not directly interacting with customers, users, I mean, I cannot explain more on this, but you cannot call yourself service manager. No, no, both are
As
distinct in nature.
yeah, as you told, those are both separate opposites sides of the same coin.
Same
So
coin.
yeah,
It
so
is the same coin, but different, I would say, objectives, goals of each other.
so I
They
think that yeah.
continue, please.
Yeah, so that was the last question, and as I discussed with you yesterday, I want to consult you regarding my core business services. So as I informed right now, I'm into operations of inspection services of oil and gas packages, and I have to deal with inspectors on daily basis. Like we are coordinating and we are arranging inspections, scheduling inspectors to do the inspections. So that is the service management part. But since I have been an inspector in my initial career days, I want to inform that when you go on field for performing inspections, we have to at present also we have to deal mechanically by following processes certified by ISO 17020 standards. Because when you are going to inspect a material, you have to physically see it, so we cannot just get the digital picture and we can decide on that. So whether ITIL 4 can add value in this field.
Very good question. Yes, you have given me a case. Uh, one has to map your activities to ITIL 4 practices, uh, and in the terms of, yes, how when you are providing this service or when you are doing this inspection, is it creating any, will it can it enhance a value of your providing service? Those aspects need to be studied, then one can say that yes, whether ITIL can be used or not.
because without seeing the physical material, because we are using those material in the oil and gas fields where refineries are there, and a small mistake can result in like blasting of the refinery, so it is very critical. So since we are onto field because inspectors are into delivery of services, they are not into operations of inspection services. Operations of inspection services are done by the project managers and the coordinators. So for inspectors, they have to still at present do all the manual work. So I was just wondering whether we can use ITIL4, or there is scope of ITIL4 in the future to add value in the service delivery, or we can be more critical on like inspecting the
Of
material.
course, you can use ITIL 4. You can establish your service desk for engineers, and your customers can call up and get your services more effectively. You can establish, you can put your services in the different mode of operations, a premium service, gold service, platinum service, like that. Okay, ITIL talks about all these models also. You can have service level agreements with your customer. Do you have service level agreements when you
Yes,
go
we
for it?
have SLS. Yes.
You have SLS, exactly. So this is where the ITIL comes into place. So you can establish your service level agreement with your service delivery models: gold, silver, bronze, premium, platinum, and accordingly you can charge to your customer. You can use ITIL for such models, and increase the revenue, and increase the services of such service opted to customer, and that is where you create a value. See, you're getting me what I said. you
Yes,
can you
yes.
can you can make a different business models using this ITIL 4.
Okay, thank you, Premal. I'm really excited to know whether in the coming years we will be able to be more digitized and do the inspection of critical components. And one more question has come from Rohan Gupta. He's asking, I'm already ITIL 4 foundation certified, but it is not helping me anywhere to get a job being from sales and marketing background in downstream oil and gas companies.
See, I mean, frameworks are, or exams or certifications are there to help or to get the jobs, but I mean, I to answer it, mm, if I mean, very difficult to answer. I mean, I cannot directly, is it because of ITIL 4 or not? No, I don't have the any ready-made answer to it. No.
Okay, Rohan, I think
It
ITL
is an
4 can only.
individual case. You can connect up with me and ask me. Not a worry.
Okay, so Rohan says, okay, no problem, no issues. So that is the question and answer from our side. So thank you, Premal, for all this very interesting and informative session.
Yeah, yeah. If you can ask participants a quick feedback, because I went. The subject is 2 days workshop, and I went very fast.
Yeah,
So
we have already shared the feedback link in the chat box to give the feedback, and we will be sending the feedback link through emailers also along with the PDU code, and PDU code is also shared in the chat box. You can claim 1.5 PDUs for today's session. So thank you, Premal, for all this wonderful information, because I am mechanical engineer, so ITL4 and all these stuff are still jargons for me. But I'm really impressed that when you gave the overview of IL4 during the introduction, I was really excited to know whether it can be used in the field of inspection services, inspection for the inspectors who are actually working on the field and getting the
you
inspections.
you can make a different business models and provide those services in that nature to your customers. It will increase your revenue
Okay,
using ITIL.
so let's hope so. So Sunil, can you just share the certificate of appreciation, please? Thank you, Premal. Thank you, and we will be presenting a small token of thanks for certificate of appreciation, which is signed by our president, Mr. Jacob Zakaria. So please accept it,
Thank you.
and this will be mailed to you also. So, Premal, thank you once again for accepting the invitation and joining today's session. Also, the attendees who have joined today's session, feedback form link for sharing your feedback is already shared. And please note down the PDU code shared in chat box, and you can claim 1.5 PDUs for this session. So, thank you once again, Premal, for your informative session, and thank you to all the attendees who joined this session. Meet you in next session soon. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
See you soon. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.